WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. Another Germany exclusive, this time from Kinahan's small batch Irish whiskey Kasc Project. Now, this was crafted in Ireland, an interesting expression, crafted. This is bottled exclusively for Whiskyzone.de for their 10th anniversary. So there's a shop over here in Germany, Whiskyzone, Z-O-N-E, one word, .de. Holger and Andy actually are the people. They do videos in German every once in a while. They have a good shop. They have interesting products and good guys, actually. And they just celebrated their 10th. That was last year, 2023, is when they celebrated their 10th anniversary. And they put out some special bottles, and one of them was this Irish whiskey from Kinahan's. Now, if you don't know Kinahan's, maybe you've seen this bottle before. There's always the LL on there for Lord, whoever that was. I'm sorry, but it's just like, okay, good. And yeah, this was bottled 2020. So I've had this for a little while, the small batch. This has 46%. Let me make sure here. And 46% ABV. This is also a blend of grain and single malt. I don't even think this is Great Northern. I think this is still Cooley Juice exclusively. And what Kinahan's makes them special is they do so-called hybrid casks. So casks are made of staves, and normally in America, if you make a bourbon barrel, you use white oak and you char those staves. You can toast them beforehand, but then char them. Or you can do what they do here in Ireland is they buy their spirit, so their grain whiskey, their malt whiskey. They can blend it together either as new make or as an aged product, and they put it in a so-called hybrid cask. The hybrid cask is made out of some staves that are made out of Portuguese oak. So you can get nutmeg, honeycomb, sun-dried raisins, figs, and toffee from that. Some of the staves are made from American oak, vanilla, honey, woody notes. I like woody notes. Red apple and orange, a little bit of that orange peel. It could be French oaks. There are also French oak staves in here. You have some spices, some cloves, some dried apricots, some sweet grapes. You have Hungarian oak, vanilla, oakiness. Yes. Oh, you get oakiness from oak. Roasted coffee and spice. And there's chestnut, which would make these casks illegal in Scotland and America. So, and chestnut gives you a rich nutty flavors, a little bit of caramelized tropical fruits, and pineapple. I did not know chestnut gives you pineapple. There's a distillery over here in Germany called Elk, and they use almost exclusively chestnut. No, they don't. They use acacia. It used to be another distillery that used a lot of chestnut. Ziegler, they're now, they were bought out and something else is happening there. So sorry. All right. So LL stands for Lord Lieutenant of Ireland, the head of the state. That was Charles Lennox. Now, what I did not, Kinahan's do not produce their own whiskey. They don't have any plans, as far as I'm aware. I couldn't find anything online where they actually have plans to make their own whiskey. They are a independent bottler, and they're using the nice little cask, Kasc, the hybrid casks here, to do something special. Look at the color difference. All right, you can see this. All right, this is amazing how much new wood is in here. I was just reading on the website. I did not know this. They were the first ones to actually use hybrid casks in the year 2019. So they've been doing this for 5 years now. They're in over 30 export markets. They were the first people to have something in the metaverse. 2021. They have been using non-fungible tokens, NFTs, since then. They have a little bit of augmented reality and also virtual reality. And they also released the industry's, listen to this, first digital human brand ambassadors. So I don't know, you can be a digital human, but hey, why not? All right. So they have a long, long history, dating back to 1779, but between 1920 and 2019, basically, there are 2015, whatever, there was a long break. All right. On the nose, this is 50%, this is 1 liter, this is 59 euros 90. Yeah, 1 liter bottles are usually for the travel retail industry. There's a sticker on top of this, so I'm not even sure it was actually intended for Germany originally here. But hey, it used to be 62.90. They've gone down in price. 50% I like. Non-chilled filtered is what it says. I did not see anywhere the name here, the phrase natural color, but look at that color, all right? So if you're using hybrid casks like that, good. If I had the chance, I would love to do a Kasc Project tasting one day blind. I would like to take the Kasc Project LL, which uses the hybrid cask, but just for a very short time, compared to the Kasc Project B, which uses the Irish whiskey, the blended whiskey, with a longer maturation in the hybrid casks. And they have a Kasc Project M for single malt. And so they put the blended whiskey, they put the single malt in there, and they have another product that is in there only there for a short time, together with, of course, the X that I have here on my table. And I could use the Heritage small batch, which I have here, to show what it would look like without. And they also have the Heritage, for example, single malt. And they have had in the past here the 10-year-old, and they've had some single casks as well they put out there. So Kinahan's, yeah. So this is so much wood. There's a sweet wood, but there's so much wood going on in here. Over here, the typical vanilla, lemony, barley goodness. I've always liked this bottle. This has been one of my bottles that I've always went, oh, I actually like this better than I did their small batch. Sorry for more than their single malt. I'm sorry, the small batch I've always liked better than the single batch there. Now, if you like fresh sawed oak wood, this is something for you. And I'm not talking about the bourbon. I'm talking about literally wood caramelized and sawdusty. Think of using, I'm just going to use a bad example here, wood chips. Now, let's forget wood chips. Wood spirals today are the thing. Wood cubes, wood chips. You're putting the wood spirals, the wood cubes in here, and you left them in there too long. That's what this reminds me of, all right? It's not bad, but the nose, I'm not very partial to that nose. I get a little bit of like the vapors from glue, airplane glue vapors, or model glue, and a lot of wood. All right, so let's try this. Oh, by the way, it tastes better than it smells. Cheers, sláinte. Mm-hmm. 50% alcohol volume, nice. There's no real burn. I can't 100% differentiate between the grain and the single malt because the wood, the cask influence is so strong here. It's not a sherry, it's not a port, it's not a red wine, it's nothing like that. This is just wood. It's a good wood. It's a sweet wood. There's a lot of cloves, there's a lot of nutmeg, there's a little bit of cinnamon going in there. There's some allspice going on in here. All the wood that's going on here is turned all the way up to max. And it's drinkable. But it's not something that I'm going to wow and shout about. Now, this is something I'd pull out. I have friends over and say, hey, do you like Irish whiskey? Wow, it's triple distilled. It's very, very smooth. I got something for you. This ain't smooth. And and it's just like, all right, try this. This is a hybrid cask. You can't do this in Scotland. Whoa, that's different. And it is. And that's what they're going for. They're like, hey, how can we turn up the wood volume up to 10? And they've done it. Now, to be very, very honest, I like this better. Just a little dram. Just a little... Nice sugars. Nice, light, very light citrus, lemony moment going on in there. Vanillas. This is a good, solid whiskey. Now, would I rather drink a Patty? Would I rather drink a Jameson? Would I rather drink something along those lines? I, yeah. Would I compare this? Oh, I don't even know if I have something here. The Jameson Black Barrel. Have you had one of those? Those are rejuvenated casks where that cask really comes through there. This is rejuvenated Black Barrel Jameson on steroids. If you like Black Barrel, you're going to love this probably. If you don't like Jameson Black Barrel, steer away from this. All right, so this is actually in the flavor. I'm going to give this a C+. I like. On the nose, C-. Value for money, C-. Now this would run me about 45 euros for a 0.7 liter bottle. That's not the biggest problem. It's 60 euros for the liter. But still not my real cup of tea here. My question today is, what other whiskeys have you had? I'm looking for a word here. I can't use Scotch. So what other whiskeys have you had that have used woods except for oak? So, chestnut. I did last night, literally here, a tasting where a friend of mine, he's called the Spirit Alchemist, Sebastian Busing here in Germany, together with my good friend from Ireland that I do the whiskey podcast with, Irish Whiskey News, Germany, Neil Zat. They had cherry wood, apple wood, pear wood, checker wood, which I never even knew was a thing, and mulberry wood. They actually made these casks here in Germany at a German cooperage, sent the casks over Ireland, put 5 years, 9-month Great Northern whiskey single malt into them, let them mature, finish for a further year, and then filled them up at cask strength. And we tried all 5. And what was very interesting is the pear wood I like the best, and the apple wood, which moonshiners have used for decades, if not centuries already, I like the least. The pear wood was really, really good. That was something that I just didn't know was there. Have you had anything? What other woods have you had? You can talk about chinkapin. You can talk about here acacia. I talked about. You could talk about Mitsunada is a white oak, water oak from Japan. But what other types of woods? We had Jack Daniel's number 27 Gold was in maple wood. I'm still waiting for more people to make maple wood casks. That was kind of interesting and kind of cool. What other types of woods have you had from the casks? Mesquite wood. I don't know if you made a cask out of it, but they've used it to toast barrels with. What other woods have been used here for whiskeys? And outside of America and outside of Scotland, it would be legally possible as long as they don't rely upon the Scotch Whisky Associations to give the rules for each country. So, would you buy this? Would you do a tasting of the different casks additions from Kinahan's? I might be interested. I'll see if I can make it happen. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, telling others. And have you tried a Kinahan's? If so, what was your favorite there? If I can't answer the wood question. Bye-bye.